Hello friends, Sammy Graham doing TCGs yet again. Picked up my cases of Dusk Till Dawn from Borderland Games today. Finally managed to get over there. You too can shop Borderland Games, by the way, the LGS that I do my flesh and blood in at. You can either follow the link down there or hit up borderlandgames.com. If you follow the link, it should do this automatically, but otherwise, use the code GRAHAMTCG at checkout. 5% off your order. Let Paul know I sent you. Win, win, win. Everybody's in good shape that way. Played a Blitz Armory. Tweaking a couple things with Dorinthia. Usually, I don't have like a super fancy system for my Blitz deck. I basically just take a look at my CC deck and trim it down a little bit. But doing that, I went 2-1, so it was pretty decent. Played against a experimental kind of fun Shiana deck. That I really enjoyed playing that. Got beaten narrowly, both of us down to 1 health by a knocking all these packs out of order. So they are going to be all kinds of cattywampus from how they usually are. No telling in that stack where they actually came from. A new Arachne, the one from Outsiders, the young Arachne there. Narrow loss there. And a guy playing a upgraded old young Prism. Hey, we get a Majestic right off the rip because I knocked my cards out of order. That's a Spirit of War. And again, fairly narrowly defeated the Prism player. So that was a good old time. Had pulled a couple cards that I'm not going to say what they were because they are spoilers, because per usual I usually jump stuff that I get from Borderland Games up to the front of the line. So this is Aaron out of order. Sorry about that. Kinda. But with that in mind, traded some fancy stuff that I'd gotten to somebody who wanted to play items I wasn't as into. Got myself some cards I was after, and some of it was just a matter of the stuff was stuff that was going to be in my kind of recoup pile anyway. So I got one card for myself and Dig Up Dinner, Majestic number 2. One card for myself and just some other cards too. So, hey, there's a use as further trade bait. And just because it made it easy on both of us in the situation. So it worked out. Figment of Judgment, Argal-Themis. You have pulled so many of that Marvel, I would like to stop, please. Not that I dislike pulling Marvels. I just don't need more than one of the same one that you can only have one of per deck. Now, again, we've talked before, there are people who just collect stuff. So maybe if I were somebody like actively collecting that particular Marvel, it would be a different situation. But I'm not. I can't really afford to collect multiple copies of a card relatively valuable like that. But yeah, so it was a good tournament. Made some good trades. Help somebody out hunting down particular cards they wanted. Call down the lightning. Got a card I wanted. Can still cycle some more stuff to buy more. Just generally, good old afternoon at the shop. So far, nothing. There's our first cold foil. Still nothing overly wild, but we do have a cold foil now for box one. Saying that there have been a bunch of Fableds pulled from stuff at the shop. I want to say 1 cold foil and 3 rainbow. But there were other things like extended arts and stuff that had not been pulled at all from quite a bit of stuff opened. As you imagine from, everybody at the shop reporting openings. So either we get us some more Fableds and it's a pretty reasonable, or everything that they weren't pulling is in my box. Or in the stuff I picked up. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Nobody had Bequest the Vast Beyond. Pulled one of these in one of my prize packs. Nobody's pulled the Leviathan Marvel yet. Hey, Dimensional Vortex. Nobody's pulled the Leviathan Marvel yet, so there's still no telling as far as that goes. And nobody at the shop pulled as I can assume you would understand from you not getting any reports from Middle Tennessee, that somebody had pulled a serialized. Nobody at the shop has pulled one of those yet either. So yeah, this is definitely the one. That's how the statistics clearly work, is that every shop's getting one, right? Absolutely not. Y'all know better than that. But yeah, so those are some pretty narrow games. All of them, hey, foil Lumina Lance. It's a really good looking foil card. Hey, there's Herald, Mr. Herald Protection. The Arachne game just had some good. I got spooked a couple times and just wasn't quite aggressive enough, I think, in a couple spots where I should have been, and might have pulled it off there, but you know what, that's alright. It was a good game. So that's box one. Box one, strictly on rate. Nothing down, nothing up. Exactly on rate. 1 cold foil, 1 rainbow foil majestic, 6 majestic. See if something else pops up. The Shiana game was pretty experimental, and just, Shiana is a little bit tricky to try and get rolling in the first place. Censor. And he just couldn't really get her rolling. I was able to attack whatever, or block whatever meaningful attacks he threw out there. I think the only damage I took was a Talishar swing that wasn't threatening anything else. So it was worth a shot. It was still a fun game. And then, Prism. Prism gave me a heck of a hard time, but finally got through. There was a point where I got a popper through on something and just completely snatched them. Or I feel like maybe he super blocked something and I was still able to get up over it. And I just stole momentum and I kept it for long enough it kind of leveled back off at the end where it got a little scary. There was a point where I want to say 8 to Banner Raider Protection, where I was like 8 to 5 or 8 to 4 health, and I let through a Herald of Erudition, knowing he was going to get to draw 2 cards, but I still had a untouched Skullcat. Spoiled Skull, not bad. An untouched Skullcat, and was trying to get under it so I could block 2 as needed. And at that point, the biggest thing he ran into that was his issue, that he said that for Blitz, he's not convinced that's the route he wants to go, was so many of these new Light Illusionist cards, with this one being a key example, that can't get focused on, are instants that don't block. So he had a really difficult time because of his inability to block. Hey, we got a Majestic coming up. We got that spoiler there. Later Rest and Protection Aegis. This box so far, we don't have a cold foil or a foil Majestic yet, but it is otherwise. There's Majestic number 5. We're not even halfway through, and that's Majestic number 5 already. So this box might be a either a really weak back half or a particularly spectacular box. We'll see. Or, as always, we could be cruelly, there's number 6, there's Numbskull. So we're still expecting a foil, and we're expecting a cold foil. Anything else is above rate. And the flip side of that is, of course, nothing's ever guaranteed as far as such rate. So we could just get nothing. It could be woof the rest of the way. Let's see what we got. Chorus of Ironsong. So we are officially at 7, above rate on Majestic non-foil. But still not there for anything else yet. This has the feel of a box where we get something nifty at the very end, though. Oh, hey, expendable limbs. So Majestic 8. This just has the feel of one where something really nice in the last few packs shows up. Or we could right here get a cold foil Radiant Raiment. So there is cold foil for the box. Still no foil Majestic. It's another foil rare. And another extended art Herald. Four packs left. After this pack will be in my something wild's coming range. There's our Rainbow Foil Majestic, Spirit of War. Lay to Rest. Last pack. Anything. Gonna prove me right, gonna prove me wrong. Searing Ray, and I am proven wrong for this one. Still an above rate box. 8 Majestics, and exactly as expected on cold foil and a foil Majestic. Nothing better than a Majestic yet, though. Can box 3 change that up for us? Well, it can. Will it? Will it? Y'all are like, you're stupid. We know that's what you meant in the first place. And I'm like, fine. There's a Luminolance to start us off fairly early with a Majestic. We saw that foil one earlier, so very nice, very nice. There's a Herald of Rebirth, my favorite. It would be particularly nice to start seeing some Figments. How about that? Oh, that's funny. Figment of Erudition. Argal Soraya. It's funny because I just picked one up. But that is not the end of the world. That is a Marvel, cold foil Marvel hit. So we have a first big hit of the case. I'm saying first. I'm not saying big hit of the case. I'm continuing to dig up dinner and cross my fingers for more. That's a good start. That's a gorgeous, I mean, all of the Marvel Angels are gorgeous. All the Marvels in general are pretty wonderful. Blood Dripping Frenzy for Majestic 2. All the Marvels are, but the Angels in particular. With my penchant for being lost in thought foil for Angel Arts and Hold the Line. Foil Majestic and a non-foil Majestic, both in that pack. We've already gotten 2 Rainbow Foil Majestics. So this, and the Marvel. So this box is already trending well above rate. Looking promising for some joy and happiness and being a really good box. Box 3 of the case. Banner of Vigor. Got some prize packs. Didn't get any really good prize stuff out of the prize packs. But one guy did get, hey, there's our Young Gal Prism. One guy did get the Rainbow Foil, the Warrior chest piece. I can't remember. Soul Bond. Not Scowling Flesh Bag, but there is a legendary Rainbow Foil Scowling Flesh Bag right there. Alright, so box 3 is certainly no slouch. And I'm sitting here looking at my pack stacks, and I'm pretty sure I have not been, Mischievous Meeps, I've not been correctly grabbing from the right stack every time. I like Scowling Flesh Bag. It's a little bit because it's like, well, it's Blade Break, so you only get to block with it once. But as a strategically used block, the fact that it intimidates, as a Dorinthia player that's using a whole lot of attack reactions and stuff like that, I have seen firsthand exactly how frustrating it can be when you're down to that last card that's a attack reaction that you're really banking on, but it gets sent away. Anthem of Spring. So we've got a legendary and a marvel this box. We are now at 6 Majestics. We had 2 foil Majestics already, and there is another cold foil to go with our marvel. So yeah, the legendary and the marvel and an extra rainbow foil Majestic above rate at this point. That is a pretty solid place to be. Box 3 did not disappoint. Wall breaker and nothing else. We're almost into that last few spots, sweet spot. We've already gotten some sweetness for this box, so I'm not really thinking the sweet spot is going to be quite the wild sweet spot this time. But there is another Majestic pushing us even further over rate. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Soul Butcher. And last pack of box 3, and we'll roll into the finale. I have one more case left right now. Part of me is thinking, part of me is like, oh, I'll sit on this one. The other part of me is, while this is out of print, I think that they are still fairly readily available. So maybe I won't worry about that quite yet. I'll go ahead and open this one and worry about getting one to stash later on. Maybe it'll depend how the final box wraps up. I already got a marvel. I already got a rainbow foil legendary. Does anything else just hammer that even farther across the line? So far, the answer is no. Wouldn't mind seeing a Warmonger. There's a United We Stand for Marvel #1. It's not a particularly great card for current tournament play. I could definitely see PvE and Iron Song versus a rainbow foil Iron Song versus. Had not pulled a rainbow foil yet. I pulled that cold foil early on. So that's another rainbow foil legendary for us. And in my lovely gal Dorinthia and my just favored warrior kind of stuff to begin with. Love it. See, that's the spot. A lot of people particularly, bling out their decks or whatever. Widespread Destruction in foil. And whatever, semi-do. I guess the only Iron Song versus right now are foils, one way or the other. But that definitely feels like now that I've got the rainbow, I trade the cold foil, and the rainbow is the one I keep. Funeralman. I think that will be the route this goes. Because then I can buy even more. See? That's how this game works, right? Keep churning it. So we do have Legendary Iron Song versus. We've got 2 Majestics and 1 foil Majestic so far with this final box been set. Going into the last half of box 4. So there's still A, plenty of packs, and B, plenty of expected stuff to still see. And beyond that, there's still plenty of opportunity for Rainbow Foil Majestic, for being surprised and getting what we don't expect. And a Majestic. Good pack, that one. Rainbow Foil Prayer of Baloney and a Starstruck. No cold foil yet this box. And there's a Hydra. Beseech that Demigon. Oh! Okay. The cold foil has arrived, and it is a legendary Soul Bond Resolve. I was just talking about somebody pulling a rainbow foil, one of those. So our cold foil for box 4 has landed, and it is a legendary. Very nice. For a really slow start, this has turned into a really solid case. Herald of Rebirth. This has turned into a solid case. 3 legendaries. 3 legendaries and a marble. Plus everything else at or above rate, more or less. I guess we're one Majestic short this last box, but we've been over on foils, and we had one box with 8, so that doesn't really end the world. And there's one to get us closer anyway. That is Flicker Trick. It's a tricky card. It can be very helpful, or it can just poof, gone in your face. And so we did end up one Majestic short that box, but 2 legendaries kind of make up for that. So we didn't get a Warmonger this one either. Flicker, Shaden, Starstruck, Funeral, United. We did get Expendable Limbs, Chorus, Numbskull, Runic, Figment of Protection. Yay, love that one. Spoiled Skull, Banneret, and Censor, which is another really solid Majestic holding up still. Widespread Ruins, another good one. Anthem of Spring, Mischievous Meeps is a good one. Prism, Hold the Line, Luminal Lance, Bequest, Call Down, Figment of Judgment, Themis, Dig Up Dinner, and A Spirit of War. So pretty decent run of those. But then, you know, Cold Foil Reality Refractor, Cold Foil Raiment, Cold Foil Cloak, 6 foil Majestics. So Bologna, Destruction, Lost in Thought, Dig Up Dinner, Spirit of War, Luminal Lance, and the big fun of the whole deal, we got Iron Song Verses in Rainbow Foil. We got Scowling Fleshbag in Rainbow Foil, Cold Foil Soul Bond Resolve, and the big one, I'd say, Figment of Erudition, Soraya Archangel of Erudition. Just gorgeous. So those 2 right there, those are the winners ultimately. Another really solid case. Can't complain about that one too much at all. Thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate your time. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye, y'all.